Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. You're welcome to my platform. Good evening. You're welcome to my platform. You're welcome to my platform. If you're here, please share. You're welcome. Thank you for joining. Good evening. Please share and invite. I'm trying to invite some people. I'm trying to send out some invites. Today has been a wonderfully busy day for me. So just please send out the invitations. You're welcome. Thank you for joining me. As you join me, please don't forget to click the notification button. Please share to as many people as possible so that together we can discuss, we can laugh, and we can chat. You know, like I said, this platform is basically for women. It's a platform where we discuss women issues, our difficulties, our challenges, our successes, all the problems that we face, and how to find solutions to those problems. So you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. Please share as you join me. Let us take a few minutes, 2 minutes to share, to invite more people. You're welcome for joining. Thank you for joining. You're welcome. Please share. Don't forget to click the notification button so that when I come up, you know that I'm up and you can join me on my platform so that we can together talk, we can together share ideas, we can together try to help one another, and we can together try to build ourselves and move forward and build a better nation for our kids and for every other person on planet Earth. Because when a woman is empowered, when a woman is educated, when a woman is empowered, the society is a better place. When a woman takes control and when a woman holds the position that she's supposed to hold in life, and then things just get into order. So I'm sharing the invite, sharing to as many people as possible, hoping that they get to see it. And if you're joining me, please click the notification button. Click the notification button. Share to as many people as possible. Share to as many people as possible. And continue to share. Continue to share. Continue to share. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for staying with me. Please share. Share to as many people as possible. Share to as many people as possible. Share. Don't forget to click the notification button. Click the notification button. And let's talk. So how are we doing today? How are we doing today? You're welcome. Yes, Patricia, my daughter, good afternoon. You're welcome. Hi, Aunt Phyllis. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, my sister, Emilienne, you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for joining me this evening. Thank you for joining me this evening on this platform. You're welcome. Your comments will be highly appreciated. So please don't hesitate to drop your comments below the comment box as we go ahead so that we can share ideas and see how we can touch each other. This platform, again, as I said, Christina, welcome. Thank you. Thank you, dear. Thank you. This platform is mainly to help women to discuss our issues, how we can overcome these issues, our challenges. Thank you, dear. Thank you, Christina, for sharing. Thank you so much. My heart goes out to you. Thank you. Like I was saying, this is to promote women. We are working on women. We have a lot of challenges. We have a lot of difficulties. We have a lot of expectations that the society expects of us. But we can also discuss as women. We can discuss. Men, you are invited because your input is also very important. You know, the men tend to know women. Hey, Olga, thank you. Good afternoon. The men tend to know women better than we know ourselves. And your points of view too can come in to help us as we try to build a better world and to build a better woman and a better tomorrow. You know, these women you see here, all the men, we are all your mothers. If you're a man or you're a woman, the women are your mothers, and I know how the men love their mothers. They do everything in their capacity to make sure that their mothers are okay and good. So this is a a platform where we can help to build each other and make. Thank you. Christina said absolutely 214 viewers enjoyed it on my wall last week. Thank you very much. I am so much appreciative. Thank you. So while like I was saying, so we try to make ourselves very useful to the society. So there are certain things that we cannot talk about, but then we have to talk about, because if we want to make it a better place, we have to look at those things. So be free, send your comments, share them. We're going to discuss them as soon as they appear on my screen. I'm going to read them, I'm going to share them, because I'm giving you what I have. I don't have everything. I can only give you what I have. So there is something that you got that I don't have. So when we share the ideas, we're going to reach so many people, and we're going to make it better for everybody. Thank you for the love, and thank you. So today, anyway, my name is Lillian Take, for those who don't know me, and this is the Amboss platform. I come in every Thursday 3 p.m. Every Thursday 5 p.m. and every Saturday 3 p.m. Today I was a little bit late, but I still appreciate the fact that you're here with me to support me through this venture. So I'm here to talk about women. Today I'm going to be talking about emotional stress. That's what I'm going to be talking about, emotional stress. Why did I choose this topic, emotional stress? I chose the topic because I know that there are so many women who are emotionally stressed up. Yet they don't even know that they are emotionally stressed up. We are emotionally stressed up because of the things that the society has, or the demands that the society has placed on us. We are emotionally stressed out because society expects too much of us, and our plates are always almost very full. Women have to deal with so many things at a time, and sometimes they get overwhelmed with everything they got to deal with. They got to deal with their jobs first. First, they got to deal with their personality. You have to keep up yourself in a certain way and at a certain standard to be a respectable woman. 1, which is very important. 2, you have to keep your job. Thank you, Adeline. Thank you, Adeline. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you. You're welcome. Please, as you watch, just jot your comments, and I will be sharing those comments, reading and discussing, so that we can continue to impact each other. Like I said, today I'm talking about emotional stress. Why emotional stress? Emotional stress because there are so many women who are emotionally stressed and yet do not know they are emotionally stressed. And why are they emotionally stressed? Because they are so overwhelmed with the load that is embedded on them. The load is too much. The society expects too much of a woman. A woman has to do double to keep up to just her personality than the man. The woman has everything to lose and everything at risk. You have to watch the way you talk. You have to watch the way you dress. You have to watch the way you carry yourself in society. You have to watch the way you interact in a party. You have to watch the way you discuss closely with your friends, especially the male friends, so that you don't look cheap and easy. And that is one of it. That is just one aspect of it. Then you have to deal with your family. If you are married, you have to deal with your husband. If you are not married, you have to deal with your partner, your boyfriend. You have to deal with them. A lot is expected in that field. A lot. If you have children, you have to deal with those children. You have to make sure that the children are the best children in the world, because education starts at home. Education starts at home. And Patience, thank you, my friend, my boat. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. Thank you. Please just send in your comments. And let's share. We'll be able to reach so many people, and we'll be able to touch so many lives. Like I was saying, if you have children, society is expecting too much of you, because those children that you send out there, the education starts at home. We have to remember that our children spend more time in the society, in schools, and you know, society always almost takes control of our children, and they almost decide the way our children behave. So the burden is on the woman to make sure that those children don't copy the vices of society. The burden is on the woman to make sure that the children do the right things at the right time. Education, based education from home is expected from a woman. And if you are that woman who is not stable emotionally and psychologically, you're going to miss it. And you will not even be able, you will lose the zeal to do anything. And you will lose a grip on your children. And by the time you know it, those children are off. By the time you know it, society has engulfed the children, and the children are unable, you are unable to repair or bring them back into line. So that is another aspect that is wearing women out. So those things wear us out. We have to handle these things physically and emotionally. And you know, sometimes emotionally, we get so emotionally drained because sometimes we don't even get the support we need from men. Because with all of this going on, you need support from your partner. It doesn't matter if it's a husband or it's a boyfriend, you need support. Sometimes we really get overwhelmed because we don't even get the support while we fight so hard to make these children to become successful in life. And when that child is successful, it is the father's child. Oh, my son, my daughter. I'm telling you, my daughter was an honor student this year. My daughter is a doctor. My daughter was the first in class. My son was the first in class. When that child grows out to be wayward, I don't know where you got this child from. I'm not even sure that this child is my child. Please, you have to go and review, because this blood flowing through this child is not my blood. But he doesn't know that he was not there to give you the support that you needed. That male figure in the life of those children, he was not there to give it to you. Sometimes they were even in the house, but they were absent. Some of the men, most of them are in the house with you, but they are absent when it comes to the upbringing of the children. You know, so all of these things weigh down on us. They weigh down on us, the women. And we are expected, when everything goes wrong in the house, they blame you. Society blames you. They don't even know what you're going through in your home. They don't know what the man is dishing out to you. But everybody blames the woman. But you know what? When the men do those things, they are passable. They are guaranteed. Here it's an error. You know? Yeah, it's a mistake. It was a devil's work. So please just forgive me. It should be as ABC, simple, not complicated. But when a woman does that same error, the whole world is going to come out. Even Pope John Paul is going to come down, and that problem will not be resolved. So a lot is placed on us. So we are supposed to balance our personality, our jobs, our role as a wife, and our role as a mother. We are supposed to balance that without any error. And because we know that society is pressurizing us to balance these things, we become so aware of those things. We become so aware that we strive to do the best. We strive. Hey, my boss lady, thank you for joining me. Hello, Madam America, great lady, thank you for joining me. Thank you for the support. Please just share your comments, add your comments as I'm talking, because your point of view is going to be very, very much appreciated as we talk about this topic, emotional stress. So I was laying a groundwork for emotional stress. I was saying that women, because we are aware of the expectations of society from us, we become alert and overly protective in everything that we do. We become alert and overly protected in everything that we do. We stress out because we want to be the best. We want to make sure that we don't make any errors. We don't want people to talk about us. I don't know what they are going to say. What are my friends going to say? How are they going to look at me at my job site? What will my parents think? How is my husband going to take that? All the words, they put a lot of pressure on us. And then we come to a point where we get worn out, we get tired, we get exhausted, and it becomes really, 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 really heavy on us. And when this stage happens, when we get to this stage, our mental and physical health is affected. Our mental and physical health is affected. So we are trying to look at how we can even recognize that we have gotten to this stage of emotional stress. Sometimes we don't even know it. We just keep struggling and fighting to go through our activities. Thank you, my dear sister. Share. as you are here, please share as many times as possible to as many groups as possible, so that we can keep inspiring women, and we can keep educating them, and we can keep helping one another, so that together as a force we can build a better tomorrow and a healthier tomorrow for all. So like I was saying, so we get to that point where we are emotionally exhausted and we don't even know it. And if we don't know it and it becomes chronic, it is very detrimental to our health. Very, very detrimental. So it is important for us to be able to identify when we get to those points, when we get to that point. When we get to that point, we have to do everything to make sure that we stabilize ourselves so that we can continue to play the role that we are meant to play in society. So as I always say, I always come up with my little cheat sheets, because these cheat sheets are very important. You know, they give us direction, you know, they let me flow. And especially when you're talking about pertinent issues like this, we need to be precise and consistent with what we are saying. We want to pass that message on to women. Women, we are stressed, especially those of us who are in the diaspora. It's not like the women back at home are not stressed. They are. Theirs is even worse, because when a woman at home who does not have financial independence is put in that situation, the things get worse. But in the diaspora, we have the financial sustainability, but then we are stressed just by the activities and the environment and the air itself. There is stress. And when it comes to keeping the children and making sure that they live up to expectation and meeting up with your job, making sure that you're at work on time, making sure that your children attend all extracurriculum activities that are very instrumental to their upbringing and to their growth, it becomes very challenging. So when we get to that point, we have to do something. Well, Helen Bamoko, thank you for watching. Please share. Just click the notification button so that when I come up next time, you're notified. And please share, share, and share. So when I went to find out what is emotional stress, what is emotional stress? So it is said that stress is a feeling that often occurs when you are overloaded with too much to do and struggling to cope with life. Emotional stress is a feeling that often occurs when you are overloaded with too much to do and struggling to cope with life. That is the scenario that I just explained. So it is okay. It is okay to feel overwhelmed sometimes. Greetings from Cameroon. Well, Lindis, thank you. Thank you, my college sis. Thank you for joining me. Please just click the notification button and continue to share. And your comments will be highly appreciated. Please put in your comments so that I can also read and share them out so that we can teach each other and grow as a group. So like I was saying, stress. What is stress? Stress is a feeling that often occurs when you are overloaded with too much to do and struggling to cope with it. Have we ever found ourselves in that situation where we are overloaded with too much to do and we are struggling with life? Did we find ourselves in that situation? What do we do? What did we do? What happened? How did we handle it? It's very important. Because it is okay. It is okay for you to feel overwhelmed once in a while in life. It is okay. It's a natural part of life that sometimes you feel overwhelmed. It is just okay to feel overwhelmed sometimes. You know? And you know, sometimes when people feel, some people are at their best when they are overwhelmed. So when you are overwhelmed with activities, it acts like a booster to some people. Right? It boosts some people. It gives them extra energy to fight, to forge ahead, to look for solutions. You know, thank you, Lindis. Yes, that is it. Olga, thank you. Yes. So you look for extra solutions. You fight. So some people are at their best when they are stressed. When they are at the wall, that's when they push back with every little energy that they got. So it is okay to be overwhelmed sometimes. It's okay because it acts as a booster. You know,
it gives us the strength that we need. And it, like they say it acts like a natural defense. It motivates you like a motivator, like I just said, and it acts like an adrenaline supporter. So it is okay that once in a while we stress here and then. Is good, but it becomes detrimental when it becomes chronic and long lasting. When we feel stress once in a while, it comes and goes, that's okay. Hey, big sis Catherine, thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Please continue to share. I'm highly honored. Continue to share so that we can help one another, we can educate one another, we can support one another, so that we build a stronger tomorrow. Because when a woman is empowered, the society is empowered. Okay, like I was saying, so with that little stress, when stress comes in once in a while, it's okay. It's fine. It's a booster. It's a motivator. It's an adrenaline supporter. Yeah, it is. But when it becomes chronic and long lasting, that is when it becomes very dangerous to our health. Very, very dangerous to our health, because it becomes harmful to our mental health and it becomes harmful to our physical health. But you have to come to a point where you can recognize that you are stressed for you to be able to slow down and find solutions on how to come up from that situation. So we are going to be looking at how do you know that you are in a state of emotional distress and stress. Emotional stress, that is the one that has become chronic. How do you know it? There are certain things. Senior colleague, thank you for watching. Please continue to share as you watch. I'm highly honored by your presence. So like I was saying, how do you know that you are in a state of emotional distress or emotional stress? In that chronic state, how do you know it? You start experiencing constant headaches. You do everything in your capacity to resolve the headache. You take Tylenol, it doesn't work. You have headache all over your body, and you start wondering, the headache becomes so overwhelming that you literally cannot do anything. No Tylenol, no anti-inflammatory is going to help you. Sometimes they start telling you that you need to rest, because stress is the highest killer disease in the world. That has been statistically proven. So if you know that stress is the highest killer disease, and it is the most difficult to even identify, because sometimes we live in denial. We don't believe, we don't want to accept that we are stressed. Especially emotionally, we don't want to accept. So we have to sit in our own close corner and try to identify those things and find out if we are actually stressed or not, so that we can handle these things as fast as possible to get results. So when you start having this constant headache and all anti-inflammatory are not helping you in any way, you drink plenty of water, it's not helping you. You start feeling like, okay, let me just rest. You are beginning to get into a chronic stage of stress, emotional distress. So you have to watch out, and you have to start thinking of how you have to handle it to make sure that it doesn't affect your health permanently. And the next thing, you realize that sometimes your blood pressure and your heart rate suddenly reduce, and the blood flow in your system or in your brain. Because when your heartbeat reduces, when your blood pressure reduces, it reduces the blood flow in your brain. And you imagine what can do. The next thing is, if you're not careful, you're going to faint. You have met people who have fainted. Some people think that, they fainted because they were hungry. It's not only hunger. Sometimes you faint and they go to the hospital and they try to find out what is happening to you. They don't see. Everything is okay. You are stressed out. When you start having that feeling, don't even take yourself to the level where you're going to faint. Try to see what you can do. We're going to get to what we will be able to do to see how we can control stress. But now we have to identify if we are stressed or not. Then can we find a solution to the problem? Sometimes you have heaviness in your chest. You know, sometimes it is heaviness in your chest. Coffee Judy, thank you for joining me. That's my sister. Thank you for joining me. And please continue to share. I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your support. Please just click the notification button so that when next I come up, you are informed that I'm up, and share to as many groups as possible. Your comments will be highly appreciated. Please drop your comments below the comment box, and I'll be able to read and share with everybody, and your points of view are gonna help so many others, because Lillian does not know all. Like I was saying, you start feeling a heaviness in your chest, and you see your heartbeat increases, and you say, I don't know why I'm having palpitation, and why is my heartbeat increasing, and I'm having chest pain, and you cannot understand what is happening to you. Those are signs that you are emotionally stressed out. Sometimes you feel pain on your shoulder, your neck, your general body. You have general body pains and aches. Those are the things that when you start feeling, when those things, you start having those feelings, don't only think that, oh, it could be COVID-19, it could be corona. Sometimes it's not corona. Sometimes it's stress. And when you neglect it, it is going to kill you even faster than the COVID itself. So we have to think about all of those things. Sometimes you sit and you realize that you're grinding your teeth. You see, you're grinding your teeth. You're clenching your jaws unconsciously. Unconsciously. It's not like something that you sit and meditate. That's what I want to do. I want to clench my jaws, or I want to grind my teeth. Thank you, Florence. Thank you. That's my sister and friend. Thank you for joining. Please click the notification button and continue to share to as many people as possible, so that we can impact as many lives as possible. Like I was identifying the signs of emotional stress. I talked about headaches. I talked about a sudden drop in your blood pressure and your heartbeat. I talked about heaviness in your chest and increase in heartbeats. And I was saying, you start having palpitation. Thank you, Adele. Continue to share. Thank you. You start having palpitation. You start grinding your teeth unconsciously, and you clench your jaws unconsciously in your own corner without knowing. You start experiencing shortness of breath. You feel tired, exhausted, anxious, and depressed. You lose interest in anything. You don't want to do anything. You just want to sleep. Sometimes you just feel like sleeping continuously, and sometimes you find difficulty sleeping all night. While everybody is sleeping, you are up. You cannot identify, you cannot pin your finger on what triggers the sleeplessness in you, but you are unable to sleep. Those are some of the things that you have to watch out for, that indicate that you are getting into a stage of chronic emotional depression. Sometimes you have a feeling of you're overwhelmed, you are helpless, you have a feeling of guilt without any clear cause. You just feel guilty for nothing. You just feel guilty. And you know what? Sometimes our partners are very good at making us feel guilty for nothing. They make everything that goes wrong seem as if you are the cause of that thing that went wrong. So much so that something that went wrong, that you had little or nothing to do with it, bothers you to a point where you cannot sleep. You feel guilty, like, I wish I could have done something. I would have done something better. Maybe if I did this, but that was something that was unconnected to you, and you assume guilt for every wrongdoing around you. That is a sign that you're beginning to lose faith in who you are, and you're becoming stressed out emotionally. You are having difficulties thinking or remembering. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Judy. Thank you. Judy says, I reckon with you. Exactly, my dear. Those are the simple things that we have to watch out, because sometimes those signs are just so simple, and we think that it is a normal lifestyle. It is not a normal lifestyle. We have to notice those things, especially when we are growing older. Those things we have to notice, because, like I said earlier, stress is the highest killer disease. Sometimes we spend a lot of time worrying. We just worry over everything and worry over nothing. Worrying over things that you don't have any control over. Worrying over things that don't have any solution, that you don't have a solution to. Those are signs that something is not going right with you. We're having difficulties even thinking or remembering. We forget, we have difficulties to think. We don't think rightly, and we don't even remember. Something just happened a few minutes ago, or you discussed with Amber a few minutes ago, and you have forgotten that you discussed with her. And you know, sometimes you hold something in your hand, your phone, and you're looking for it. Or you hold your car keys in your hand and you're looking for it. Who can identify with that? Who can identify with that? Because that is a common occurrence. You hold something in your hand and you are looking for it everywhere. Those are signs that you are becoming emotionally overwhelmed, and stress means the stress is becoming chronic, and we have to watch out for it. And sometimes we rely heavily on mood altering substances. When we start looking at alcohol as a solution for us to be calm and have a good night's sleep, that's dangerous. When we start thinking of taking drugs to control our emotions, that is very dangerous again. So those are the things I have talked about, 14 different ways that we can identify that. Heidi, thank you for joining. Thank you. And Aunt Phyllis says, oh Lord, you can say that again and again. I'm telling you. So when you get to that situation, please do not hesitate to stop, to slow down, think about your life and see how you can re-strategize and take care of your health, because health is everything. If you don't have health, you don't have anything. You can have as much money as you want on planet Earth. If you don't have health, you don't have anything. So the number one thing that you have to watch out for is your health. And women of the 21st century, when you look at the analysis of the things that I've talked about today, you realize that you have a cause of concern to take your health is wealth. Exactly, Heidi, that is it. Health is wealth. Thank you for that contribution. So you have to watch out for your health. So when you get to that stage of chronic emotional stress, which can be detrimental to your mental and physical health, you have to halt. You have to take a break. You have to look before you leap. Because, yeah, Judy said health is the greatest treasure. I'm telling you, that is the greatest treasure. So if we can handle it in our own way, that is prevention, which is better than curative. Preventive medication is better than curative. So you see these things that we are looking at now, we can handle them in our own simple ways to make sure that those things leave us, that we feel free, and that we regain our health, and then we can pick up again with those activities, because those activities aren't going anywhere. My dear, if you die, those things are still going to be done. If they are not done by you, somebody else is going to do them. But you would have lost your life. And you know what? You would have maybe incapacitated a whole family. Your children will be motherless and you will be gone. Because you are striving to catch up with things to please society when it is impossible to please society. It is practically impossible. There is nothing that you can do on planet Earth that is going to please everybody. You cannot. So don't try to please people. You have to measure your strength and work within your boundaries and do the things that are necessary and the things that you deem important to you. Try to do those things and try to do you and please you. Because one of the things that pushes us to those extremes is because we want to meet the expectations of society. Sister Martina, thank you for joining me. Thank you, and please continue to share. I appreciate. So we are struggling to meet the expectations of society. Judy said you can say that again and again and again. I'm telling you, my sister, because that is one of the things that pushes us. We try to subdue our own feelings. We subdue our own emotions. We subdue our own thinking and our own personalities and who we are, and we strive to please society. There is no way you can please society. I beg you. There is nothing you can do to please everybody. You're going to get criticism in whatever thing you do. People are going to talk in whatever thing you do. Those who are going to support you, they are going to support you. Those who are going to love you are going to love you. Those who are going to promote and give you all the needed support, they're going to give you. And those who are going to talk about you and throw stones at you, they are going to throw stones at you. But you also have to understand that nobody throws stones on a barren tree. If you see a dry and naked tree, a dry and naked pear tree or mango tree, nobody is going to throw stones on that tree. But if you see a tree or a mango tree or a pear tree that has so many fruits hanging and very delicious and succulent, they are going to throw stones on that tree. So you have to understand that if you have something to dish out to society in a positive manner, you're going to get people throwing stones at you. So don't strive to satisfy mankind and forget about you. Strive to be you. Strive to find out who you are. Strive to see that you are within the norms of society. Strive to make sure that you are doing the right thing in the interest of those who matter. And then you'll be good to go. Those who love you will align with you and they're going to accept you for who you are. And those who are going to throw stones will continue throwing stones. So let us watch out for us. Let us think about us and what we are and where we are going to and what our goals and aspirations are and how we need to forge ahead to make sure that those goals and aspirations are met. And they can only be met if we are in good health. So let us not overburden ourselves. Okay, so sometimes emotional stress. How does emotional stress affect us? I've talked about emotional stress, how we identify emotional stress. How does it affect us? How does it affect us? So I said it could affect us emotionally, and mentally, and physically. And you know, before I even go to how it affects us, please, I would like to say something. So many women are emotionally abused and tormented by their husband. So many. When they say that you are abused, it's not only about physical abuse. 90% of the women in the diaspora, where they think that the laws do favor the women, men abuse you psychologically and emotionally because they cannot touch you, they cannot abuse you physically. Because physically there's palpable proof that they did that. And emotionally they do it, and sometimes it's really very difficult to prove it. Don't put yourself in a position to be abused psychologically. Do not, because it is very dangerous for you. Do not. If you define you and put a limitation to what you can accept and what you cannot accept, those men are not going to abuse you psychologically. You know, some are rude, some are disrespectful. Sometimes before you even say something, the way they're going to talk to you, they talk to you as if you really don't matter. You know, some of them don't regard you for anything. They take decisions in their house without consulting you. They take decisions on your children without talking to you. That is emotional abuse. That is emotional abuse. Some of them, Patricia, thank you for watching. Thank you, my dear friend. Thank you. Please share, continue to share, and click the notification button so that we can get to as many people as possible. We are talking about emotional stress, and I was just reiterating that some of us, most women, battered women, are psychologically battered. And let me tell you, when you get to that position where you are psychologically battered, it becomes very difficult for you to even acknowledge the fact that you are psychologically battered. And you start struggling with the fact that, no, that's how he is, I'm going to manage. You don't have to manage. You have to define you and decide what you have to take and what you cannot take. It is not about managing, it's about your health. You have seen so many women who have decided to manage, finally die in their marital home or in a relationship. They lose their lives and the man continues, his life continues. So we also have to understand that and the repercussions of those things are heavy on us. And those are the repercussions of those abuses, emotional abuse, emotional stress, emotional distress that I'm going to be looking at now. And I just said, emotional stress touches us, it affects us physically and mentally. So I'm going to be looking at some of the things that, and how we are affected health-wise by being stressed. So when you're stressed, stress reduces your immune system. And you know how powerful your immune system is. That is the army of your body. That is a fighter. It fights all diseases that come in your system to keep you healthy. Makes your body an unhealthy place for diseases. My dear sister, but when you are emotionally stressed, it reduces your immune system, which means that you are vulnerable to diseases. And you can bear with me that 90% of the women who are suffering from cancer today is as a result of stress. Studies have proven that stress is one of the highest contributory factors to cancer. You see women suffering from breast cancer, all the cancer that all those things become from emotional stress. So you have to be aware of your situation. Don't put yourself in a situation where you worry until you get sick. You worry until you stress until your immune system is reduced to nothing, and the next time you know it, you go to the hospital, they tell you that you have cancer. I know of so many women like that, and they are a result of stress. If you're listening to me and you have ever had cancer, and you can bear with me that these things that we have evaluated, you fall in one of those groups, and then you can also bear with me that apart from being hereditary, those are some of the contributory factors of cancer. So we have to put ourselves in a situation where we say no to emotional stress, no to disrespect. If you have a man who disrespects you and you cannot stand it, that drives you crazy, you have to seek for a solution. If you cannot seek for a solution, it is time for you to move on, regardless of what the society is going to tell you or what everybody is going to talk about you. They can sing your name. They can go on the TV, the internet, everywhere they can talk about you. But believe you me, you are the only person putting on your shoes, and you're the only one who knows where that shoe is pinching. If your health is important for you, there are certain things that you have to take into consideration. Or you sit down and put the things straight and let your partner know that you're not going down that lane. You are not going down that lane because you are not ready to compromise your health for anything. So it reduces your immune system. And if something reduces your immune system, it is very, very dangerous. And then it will give you high blood pressure, cancer, heart attack. All of those things, those are health crises. Those are health crises that result from stress. So when we say that stress is the highest killer disease, we are not mincing words. We are not joking. I wanted to really stress about it because most of us are undergoing this situation and we don't even know that we are undergoing that situation. So if you know that you are stressed, you are vulnerable to high blood pressure, to cancer, and to heart attack, and you can name them, please, dizziness, tiredness, inability to do anything, loss of appetite, inability to sleep, all of those things. If you know that your health is going to be impaired by the stressful moments that you are undergoing, then anything that gives you stress is supposed to be kept aside so that you can live a happy life. And the next thing is, when you get stressed, like I said, you lose interest you lose interest in anything. Sometimes you lose interest in even taking care of yourself. Have you seen people who are stressed? Some people, when they get stressed, when it gets to that chronic level, when it is not the positive side of stress, this is the negative side of stress. When it gets to that chronic level, some people just eat, and you see them doubling up in pounds, and by the time you know it, they are obese, they are 600 pounds, and they start talking about my 600-pound life. And then a crane has to come and remove it, break your door and remove it from the house because of stressful moment. If you see those women who have gone through such circumstances, they are either emotionally stressed out from a relationship, or from the loss of a loved one, or from the happenings that are around them. So that is something that you have to watch very closely. And sometimes you even forget to take care of yourself. Just to take a shower and look good. You start wearing dresses. I know of somebody, because of an emotional stress, she went for 3 years without combing her hair. A lady, without washing or combing her hair. Not to talk of shower, not to talk of even bothering about the things that you put on you. You need, you know, those things, they make you develop poor hygienic habits, which is very detrimental, because when you have poor hygienic habits, what happens to you? You become isolated. When you become isolated, what happens to you? You become depressed, and the sickness comes in. Any, name them. They will come in, the cancer will come, the high blood pressure will come, diabetes will come, or everything will come in. And all of this resolve from what? Psychological, emotional stress. We can do everything to handle emotional stress. And then the next thing that it does to us is it helps us, we lose our self-esteem. Yeah, Heidi says self-neglect, depression, social anxiety, etc. Those are some of the things. I will still get into them. You know, those are some of the things. Thank you, Heidi, for your contributions. Those are some of the things that we will undergo. You might be thinking, stress na normal thing. Stress not be normal thing. Because when we do this analysis and you see the consequences or the results of being stressed, you start understanding that stress, like they say, is the highest killer disease and we must handle it. So it gives you you develop low self-esteem. You start looking at yourself as less of a person, as useless, as unable to accomplish anything on planet Earth. You know, you look at yourself as worthless. And because you have developed that low self-esteem, you are not capable of meeting up with your objections or your objectives, or with the things that you would have normally done if you were sane. Yes, Adeline, stress is very bad. I'm telling you, stress is bad. When you do this study, you understand that stress is very, very bad. So, you know, that low self-esteem, it keeps you at a point where life is almost useless, until it drives some people to a point where they think of suicide. You can name them. Living in this society like you and I, you know so many people have taken away their lives because of emotional stress. You know it. You know people who have gone to a stage of killing people because of emotional stress. You let your adrenaline take control of you. You know, because you have lost self-esteem, and you are thinking that if it's an emotional stress of a relationship, you are thinking that because you have completely lost you and lost your self-esteem, you're thinking that if this person goes, then I'm never going to have a relationship again. So I'm going to die with this person. It is either I get this person or nobody gets this person. Or it's either I get this person or I kill myself and kill this person because I don't have any reason to live if I don't. Those are the results of stress and low self-esteem. If there is anything that you can do in your thinking to avoid that situation, thank you, Bridget. Thank you, my dear sister. Thank you for the support. If there's anything that you can do to reduce that stress level, please do. If you can, please do, because it is very dangerous. You hear that somebody killed the wife, or somebody, it is stress, emotional stress, and it doesn't end there. It has brought that person to a point where the person starts thinking that they are less of a person and that they are useless, they are worthless, and life cannot be anything without that person. And they decide to end it. It's a result of stress. But believe you me, you are complete as a human being. Regardless of the challenges that you face in life, regardless of the difficulties that you traverse in your journey through life, you are a perfect picture of who God wants you to be. And if A does not find that treasure in you, there is a B somewhere longing for you and for the treasures that you have. You know? Yeah, yes, Anthony says those things lead to unsound mind. Exactly. They lead to unsound mind. And you know, when your mind is unsound, you take on You take irrational decisions. When your mind is unsound, you take decisions without thinking. In fact, when your mind is unsound, you're going to do unsound things. You're going to do insane things, things that are not normal, things that any normal person who is sane cannot perceive as normal. Those are the things that you're going to do. And those things are very dangerous. So, watch out for these things. Women, please don't subdue yourself, especially in a relationship that is going to take you down the lane to a point where you're going to lose your mind, your self-esteem, your health, and everything. Do not. It may be very difficult, but it is a better decision to take than to go down that lane. And the next thing we fall into depression. I said it's depression. You are depressed. You don't go out. You don't. Nothing is good for you. The things that you once enjoyed doing, you cannot do them no more. The things that you enjoy hanging out with friends, now you don't want any friends around you. You're locked up in your world. You enjoyed watching movies or watching tennis like I do. Now you don't want to watch any TV. You don't want any noise around you. You enjoy looking good, just dressing and looking good for yourself. You enjoy developing yourself and striving to be a better you. Now you don't have the zeal to do any of those things. And what is that? Depression. And as you fall into depression, everything goes down the drain. And if it's not handled, the results, you know them. It's gonna be a stroke. It's gonna be high blood. It's gonna be a heart attack. It's gonna thank you Vera for joining. It's gonna be a heart attack. It's gonna be depression. It's gonna be everything. You know. So do not put yourself in that situation. It may be very difficult. I'm saying because I know what I'm talking about. It may be very difficult. People are going to say, but remember, those people are not putting on your shoes. They don't know what is happening to you. Nobody is feeling the pinch. The only person who feels that pinch is you. And the only person who can make it is you. Like I was listening today to somebody, was it a motivational speaker, who said, the only enemy to you is yourself. You are the enemy to yourself. So for you not to be an enemy to yourself, you have to redress those issues that keep blaming you, that keeps retarding you, that keeps holding you back, and that keeps thinking that you are not fit to do this. Never you think that you are not fit. There is nothing that you are unfit to do. As long as you set your mind to that thing. If you set your mind to it, and you stay focused and determined, you can do it. It doesn't matter how high that mountain is. If you stay steadfast and determined, you are going to cross over that mountain. You are going to climb that mountain and come over it without even realizing that you did that. So let us watch out. It's going to bring anxiety, like Heidi said. You know, depression, like stress, it will give you anxiety, anger. You get angry at everybody around you. Somebody says something good, you are angry. Somebody says something bad, you are angry. You shout. Somebody contributes any positive, you shout, you are angry. You get angry at everything. And you know anger is not good, because in anger, you do things that are regrettable. You do things that cannot be reversed, because once that thing is done, it cannot be reversed. You know, so you have to avoid anything that is going to push you into that situation. And then, you know, it brings grief and guilt. So those are the difficulties, those are the health challenges that we face when we get emotionally stressed out. While I was explaining, I've also been talking about the things that we can do to overcome stress, to overcome emotional stress. So when we align with some of these things that I've identified today, if we align with some of those signs and symptoms, it is high time for us to sit back. The first thing you have to do is to take a break. Take a break when you identify yourself with the symptoms, signs that you are falling into depression. or that you are falling into a state of emotional distress, stop. Take a break. Sit back. Reflect. Watch out. Review what you are doing. Ask yourself questions. Is it worthy of my health for me to do this thing, to go through this? Ask yourself those questions. Am I doing the right thing for myself? Am I doing justice to myself? Am I on the right path? Am I worrying over something that I don't have control over? Vicky, thank you for joining me. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Am I worth the trouble? Is it worth the trouble? If you start having answers to these questions, then you're going to start taking different decisions that are going to affect your life positively. So the first thing you need to do is to stop, take a breath, take in fresh air, take a deep breath. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, B. Thank you for your support. I'm so very much appreciative of the support that you're giving me. And please, if you're here and you have been listening, please just click the notification button so that when I come up next time, you will be notified. And please share to as many groups as possible so that we can get to as many women as possible. So yeah, Christy, thank you so very much. Thank you. I do appreciate. So like I was saying, stop, take a break, and watch out. When you stop, you take a break, take a step back, and think, ask questions about the things that are affecting your life at that particular point in time. Ask yourself, am I doing this to please society, or am I doing this to please me? Why am I overwhelmed with all of these challenges? Are these things, am I involved with all of this because I'm trying to please the world, or am I doing them because I'm trying to please myself? The answers are going to take you to the right place. If your answer is you're trying to please the world, you have to put an automatic full stop to that. Like I said, you can never please the world. Do it because it's right. And please do it because you want to please yourself and be you. Do it because you're striving to be a better person. And do it because you want to get results from whatever thing you're doing. But not because you want to please the next person. You're not going to please the world. There are people who are going to align with you, regardless. And there are people who are going to criticize you, regardless. So let's think about that. The next thing we have to do is we have to think, we have to talk. We have to air out whatever is bothering us. Sometimes we get to a point where we get locked up and we don't talk to anybody. We are locked up with everything that is bothering us, with all the emotional stress that we are going through, and we put ourselves in a situation where, you know, and you start seeing it manifest on people. You see a friend whom you knew for years, and all of a sudden you see all her face is full of acne. Acne that you had never seen before. Thank you, Irene, for watching. Thank you. Please just click the notification button and continue to share. So we can get to as many people as possible. You see, when you lock those things in, they start manifesting in the physical. You see somebody that you used to know who look good. By the time you know it, there is acne everywhere. There is no spot on their faces. And you ask, are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. They are not okay. They don't want to talk about something that is bothering them. They don't want to talk about the emotional stress they are undergoing in every relationship that you have, in your surrounding, in the bid to meet societal norms. You know, sometimes some of us get emotionally stressed out because we are trying to do things that we are not supposed to do because we want to meet the expectations of society. We want to drive the biggest car because my friend is driving a big car. We want to live in the biggest house because my friend is living in a big house. We want to dress, we want to buy the red undershoes, as I hear, because all your friends are putting red undershoes. You want red bottom shoes, they call them. You want to put on the most expensive dress because your friend is putting on the most expensive dress. My sister, you stress yourself to the brim financially. And when you get to a point where you cannot meet up with those financial obligations, you become emotionally stressed out. And when you are stressed out emotionally, you start depreciating and things start going wrong. But you created the situation. My sister, you have to be contented with who you are. As long as you can put food on your table and you can meet up your needs, you are good to go. You can drive it, you can drive. What you need is a good car that can take you from one spot to the other. Not because your friend bought a car for $75,000 that you also want to drive a car for $75,000. You are not in the same position with your friend. Your financial situation is not the same. You don't know where they're coming from. Not because your friend told you that she bought a dress for $1,000, do you also want to put on a dress for $1,000? You don't know where it's coming from. Sometimes they tell you that that dress is $1,000, the dress is not $1,000, maybe it's only $100. And you are striving to look for $1,000 to get a dress. You don't need to dress expensive to look good. All you need to do is to look simple and just look, look for what fits you, put it on, and just arrange yourself, and you look good, and you're going to pass in every occasion. You don't need to don't stretch yourself financially because you want to meet up with societal expectations. Do not do it, because those are the things that are going to bring you down, and they're going to add to your emotional stress. There is already stress around you too much as a woman. The expectations that are put on you are too much. Do not create other opportunities of stress to come into your life. So, like I was saying, let us not close up. Let us talk. I know that sometimes it's very difficult to find out who to talk to, because in the world of today, you don't even know who is a friend. The last of the videos I talked about who are your friends. If you did not watch that video, please, you can go to my YouTube or I'm gonna paste my YouTube link maybe on my Facebook feed, so that you can click on it and you can go to my YouTube and watch it. You can still follow up on YouTube, on Facebook. The videos are there. Who are your friends? Sometimes it is very difficult to even know who your friends are. That is the reason why we have challenges and we are unable to even talk. Because they said a problem shared is half solved. But in this world of today, a problem shared can be 10 times multiplied the problem. Because you talk to somebody you consider your best friend, and you wanted to share that problem with that person to see if the person can give you some advice. It's either the person is giving you all the wrong advice on planet Earth because the person has a hidden motive or hidden agenda, or by the time you leave that place, your name becomes headlines on every lip on earth. If you're in the United States and you shared it with a friend in the United States, by the time it's 2 hours, 6 friends in Cameroon know about it because your friend picked up our phone and called. Friend, I beg when I pray for you something. I don't even know what I go through that thing. But you say, I'm not telling no man. I beg when I tell you, not tell no person. I tell you, problem. That one, no. That in master, they show you something. So, bang. You see, and say, we get health issues. You see, so. But I go even survive and say, And you were talking to a friend because you needed a solution. Now it became national news. It became a topic of discussion. And now it makes the problem 10 times worse. So, and then sometimes the friend keeps it. And the day that you have a problem with the friend, by the time you know it, your name is on social media. And they are addressing you on social media and telling you all the things that you confided in her in secret. They are confiding. So, Judith, my bosom says, thank you so much for laughing. And then your name is on social media. And they are, whatever you confided in secret became a topic of open discussion. On every lip, on every platform, they are talking about you. It's so disheartening. So let us choose our friends and choose wisely. Oh my goodness. Pamela, thank you. Pamela Mokube, thank you for joining me. Thank you so much. It's been so long. I'm happy to see you and thank you for the support. Thank you. Please share this video. so that we can get to as many people as possible and we can impact as many lives as possible. Thank you so much. Like I was saying, when we decipher and when we are able to identify who our true friends are, then we'll be able to voice out our difficulties, and then a problem shared will be half solved. If you don't have confidence in any friend, if you are a Christian, you can talk to your pastor. You can talk to the Reverend Father. You can share those moments with them. And you are sure that they are going to give you advice that is going to lead you on the right path. Don't tell me that they don't do the right things. Most often than not, don't do what I say. Don't do what I do, but do what I say. Because most often than not, we know the right things, but the body is weak and the flesh is weak for us to keep to those things, and then we do the wrong things, but we know the right things. So talk to a man of God or to a woman of God. Share in confidence, and she is going to direct you on what to do or on how to handle that situation. Next step, if you are in the developed world, I talked about developed world because in our world, in our developing countries, I don't know so much of counselors. I don't know so much of therapists. I think they are there. I don't have a mastery of that. But talk to a counselor, talk to a therapist, talk to somebody to counsel you, to guide you through that process. Because somebody has to assist you out of that situation and take you to a level where you have to become sane. I mean, you come back to your senses, you are on a level place, and you can start thinking rightly, and you can start doing the things the way you are supposed to do them. That is it. And then the last thing that I'm going to advise us is that in your own personal capacity, you have to fight your body and tell yourself, I am going to do the things I once loved doing. I don't care how I feel. I am going to do those things. And set out to do the things no matter how difficult they are. The first time is going to be like you're trekking from here to Jericho. But when you do it the second and the third time and the fourth time, it's going to become habitual and it becomes easier. And you realize that you gradually come back to who you are. Take a moment out and exercise a little if you're overwhelmed with life challenges. Thank you, Judy. Judy said counselor, therapist, great idea. Thank you, my dear sister. Thank you for the contribution. Thank you. So take a moment out for a walk. Take a moment out. Just walk. Exercise. If you can run. If you can jog, jog. If you can run, run. If you cannot run, just walk. It's going to help you relax your brain. Thank you, Pame Wang, for watching. Thank you for joining my platform. Thank you. Please continue to share, and don't forget to click the notification button so that when next I come up, you're gonna be notified that I'm on. And please share to as many groups as possible so that we can get to as many people as possible. Those who are not opportune to join us live on this platform, the video is gonna be on my Facebook page for as long as you can remember. And I'm also going to put this video on my YouTube channel. I'm going to be sharing my YouTube channel. I don't know how to share it here, but I'm going to do it on Facebook. If you want to follow up with this, you can go to my YouTube channel and follow up. Please subscribe, like, and leave a comment if what you hear pleases you. And like I said, the last time I talked about who our friends are is on my channel, my YouTube channel. You can also watch there, and please do not forget to like and comment. So I will so very much appreciate. So like I was saying, go out for a walk. Just put some music and dance like myself and my friend Judith. Just put some music and dance. Just dance to that music and enjoy yourself. You could be alone in your house. Put some makosa if you're a lover of makosa. Dance. Think of some event that brings pleasurable moments. that brings joy to your soul. Meditate on those moments and try to review and revisit those moments. Think of the old timers when you were young and how it made you feel, and just play one of them and dance to that tune. That is another way of relieving your stress. Communication, but with the right partners. So that is it for stress, emotional distress. Please, let's watch out for the signs and symptoms of stress. Let's do whatever it takes for us to be able to handle this stress. And besides, my platform is open. I'm a lawyer by profession. I have a background of counseling. So you can also call me or write to me in your personal space if you're challenged with something, and we can work together and see how we can make it better for you and for me and for everybody around us. So you are highly appreciated. My wonderful audience for today, I do so much appreciate you. Thank you for being this wonderful audience. All your contributions are taken into consideration. I am honored by them. So I come up every Wednesday, 3 p.m. That is Eastern time. I think it should be 2 p.m. Central time. I think it will be 8 p.m. Cameroon time. And on Saturdays, no, sorry. I come on every Thursday. I'm getting confused here. I have so many things going on, so many sessions going on. I'm already getting confused. So this is my platform, the Amboss platform. I come up every Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern time, which is going to be 4 p.m. Central time, and it's going to be 10 p.m. Cameroon time, and maybe Europe, if I'm not mistaken. And on Saturdays, I come up 3 p.m. Eastern time, which is 8 p.m. Cameroon time, and it's going to be 2 p.m. Central time. So please make it a date with me. Our platform is open to all. Your contributions are welcome. If you think that you want to participate on this platform to share something, you're highly welcome. Just let me know. We are talking about women. This is for women, a platform for women, where we have to come together as a force and build one another. We can do it. And if we build one another, we are going to make this place a better place. Because when the woman is educated, the society becomes a better place. We handle issues differently. We put the motherly touch there, and we make the place perfect. So thank you for my wonderful audience. Thank you for joining me. Helen, thank you so much. Thank you for appreciation. And I do so much appreciate you. You have been a wonderful audience. Your contributions have been highly appreciated. And please continue to share, and let's get to as many people as possible. And please do not forget to go to my YouTube page to follow up with the other videos that are there. I think the content is good, but we're going to do better to keep on improving the content. Please go to my YouTube page, listen, and then you can share, and you can leave a comment, and you can click the like button. I'm going to put on the channel on the link on my Facebook page. I don't know how to paste it here. Next time I'm going to try to put it here so that we can all get to it. Thank you so much. You're going to have a blessed evening, and I'll be looking forward to talking with you again, to sharing my ideas with you, to talking and building each other next week, Thursday, 5 p.m. Thank you. I love you all, and have a blessed evening.